Victoria, I feel so sorry for you right now. I know you never expected that something like this would come to happen on your biggest day ever, but doesn't it feel like you've been betrayed by your only sister?
Just a little bit, Mom, but when it comes to things like wedding gifts, it's up to each guest how much they want to give. So, even if all she gave me was a card with 64 cents in it, that's still enough to make me feel loved by her. At least the card she wrote for me inside the envelope was really cute, and I plan to hang it on the fridge when I get back home.
But don't you find 64 cents to be a very strange amount? If it was at least something like $1 or $5, that would make a little more sense. But 64 cents? Something about that does not seem right to me at all. Maybe she's trying to send you a message or something by giving you that much. Maybe this is spelling an end to her wanting to be your sister?
You think Oak is trying to make a message out of her gift to me? About something as crazy as that?
Maybe that was all the pocket change she had left at the bottom of her purse or something. In other words, she might be saying that you're not even worth a trip to the ATM? Is that really how you want to be treated by your older sister on a day like today? I know that I would be getting pretty upset right now over that.
What? No way that's what she meant.
But there isn't any other reason for her giving you 64 cents, right? Think about it for a second here, Victoria. I think that your sister is wanting to cut ties to you or something after today. That has to be what she meant by giving you that small amount of pocket change on your wedding day of all days.
You really think so, Mom? Well, what should I do if that's really what she means by this? Should I just stop talking to her or something? I don't get why she'd do something as vague as this if she was really wanting to cut ties to me on my wedding day.
I'm not sure why. But you know something that I've begun to realize now? You have yourself a very respectable man now as your husband, right? He is the president of a very well-known company after all. And once you get married today, that will pretty much be you saying that you came out on top over your older sister, and that you'll never have to work a day in your life ever again. Perhaps you bagging a man like that has made her a bit jealous of you?
Huh? You think that would make her jealous of me? I don't think so. Not Oak, of all people. She's never once acted that way with me, or with anyone for that matter, Mom. And from what she's told me before today, she never really even bothered with things like wanting to get married to anyone. She said she's much more happy being single, and that anytime she does feel lonely, she has a friend that she can go to. Sure, she may have had a tough time back in school with her grades and was scolded a lot by you guys and her teachers for it, but she never turned into some jaded person who was out to get everyone who had it better.
But to her, you were always a spoiled one in the family, right? You had great grades, were well behaved, and were always praised by your dad and I, right? I have always been a lot more proud of you as your mother than her, Victoria. Your sister, however, well, let's just say that I've never really been on even grounds with her. And I'm sure you noticed that a lot of the times, especially after your dad became ill and everything, a lot of my friends have said she's just rebellious. But I really feel she's not a great person and will do anything to save herself.
Mom, she isn't like that, okay? To me, she's not some failed student who never did well in life and was always left out of things. To me, she's this really caring sister who's always had my back and made sure I was okay when something bad happened to me. You just don't happen to know anything about her is all, Mom.
Did you know that your sister is in a lot of debt right now?
What? You're kidding me, right? She's in debt right now?
She got into gambling, ended up losing everything to the slots and the poker table, and is now having to live with all of that debt over top of her. I told her not to get into such a nasty little habit as going to the casino every night. But you know how she's always wanting to hang around the wrong crowds, and when she found a group that loved to gamble, she joined them and lost everything.
I didn't know that. If she's in need of that much help, she would come to me for help, right? She always had.
I don't think she can. Your sister has always had too much pride in her ways of acting like a delinquent. She would rather die than ask for any help from you or the rest of the family. That's why she ended up giving you only 64 cents as a wedding gift. It was her way of telling you that she is jealous of the life you get to live, while she has to live as a failure who is in serious debt and can't afford to do anything with herself. Maybe she's got nothing left to live for and wants to start a war with you.
A war? You're taking things way too far over there, Mom. I still don't believe everything you've told me, and am going to assume that this is just a misunderstanding. Because there's no way that someone like Oak would ever do something as petty as that to her sister. Although I wonder about those debts you were talking about. She surely would have said something to me about it, right?
She's trying to hide that from you because of her massive, uncontrollable pride. I know what I've seen from her. And as her mother, I know these things very well when it comes to her. I think that from now on, you'd better just stay away from her so that things don't heat up any further, okay? This is your wedding day after all, and there is no good reason for my two lovely daughters to be getting into any fights, right?
Okay. I still can't believe that someone like her would do something like this to me on purpose. I might go and talk to her later to see what she says happened.
No, you shouldn't do that.
But why not? Maybe I can help her get out of that mess if it's true. I don't want her to have to live like that anymore after all she's already had to go through.
People can really surprise us sometimes, Victoria. Even I myself was surprised when I learned about her debt and everything. If you go out asking her about what's happened, and about the money in your card, she might get violent, like those gangs she hangs out with. I don't want my only good daughter getting hurt over this, okay? Just take this as a lesson well learned. Never trust anyone, even your own family members that you thought were close.
Okay, Mom, I understand. I'll do my best just to let Oak be.
Victoria, this is a really amazing venue you've got yourself here. I'm really getting fired up for your wedding now. I just went out into the garden and saw all the pictures you and your fiancé put up of you guys. And I have to say, you really did it landing such an amazing man as him. You know, if I wasn't wanting to stay out of heavy commitments like marriage, I'd ask you to show me one of his friends.
Hey, Oak. How are things going for you? Why do you sound so excited right now about my wedding?
What? Come on now. It's your wedding day, and it's supposed to be a very happy occasion for everyone here, right? And you, more than anyone here, should understand that and stop being such a grouch.
Huh?
I just saw you a little bit ago staring at your phone and you looked pretty upset. Maybe it's too early in the morning yet for you to be partying? I guess the wedding is starting soon though now, and you are beginning to feel a little bit nervous, right? But don't worry, I'm a little nervous too because I'm about to see my little sister getting married. Normally, I'm not one to want to cry, but today I might have to make an exception.
I see.
I think it is very admirable that you're getting married today, considering I'm your older sister and I'm still single with no plans of marriage in sight. But anyway, congrats on everything, Victoria. As your older sister, I am really, really happy for you and hope that you and your husband have a wonderful life together. And as a way to show you just how happy I am about this, I made sure to give you a little extra as a wedding gift. Go ahead and use that money with your soon-to-be husband and go on a wonderful date.
Are you talking about the 64 cents you gave me?
Wait, what? 64 cents?
I'm sorry, Oak. I really hate to make a comment about this, especially since this was a wedding gift to me from you, but were you trying to pull some kind of a prank on me here? All that was in the envelope with the card was 64 cents.
64 cents? What are you talking about, silly? Are you trying to prank me now or something?
Not at all. That envelope you gave to me only had 64 cents and change inside of it. I looked at it a little bit ago because I noticed that it hadn't been sealed up properly, and that was all that you gave me.
Wait, what? No way, that can't be right. I made sure to put $1,000 in there for you. There has to be some kind of a mistake, right? Maybe that envelope was from someone else?
You put $1,000 in it? But there wasn't anything besides a well-written card and some change.
Well, of course I did. I'm your older sister after all. I would never ever give you 64 cents on your wedding day as a gift, even if it was just meant to be a joke or something. I worked my butt off and made sure to save up $1,000 for you so that you could get something special on me. This is insane, Victoria.
Are you sure that's how much you gave me? The card that was inside was from you, so that had to be the envelope you gave me.
I am 100% positive that that's the amount I put in there. I distinctly remember getting 10 $100 bills from the ATM and putting them in that card for you.
Is that right? I thought you were trying to make some kind of a message with that small amount of change then. Like you wanted to cut ties to me or something.
You thought I'd want to cut ties to you? Come on now, Victoria. No way I'd ever. I definitely put in $1,000, and I can even show you my transaction history from my bank account where I pulled that money at the ATM.
No need, Oak. I trust you, and I'm very relieved to hear that. But I'm also worried about something else entirely now. If you really did put $1,000 in that envelope, that means someone went and took the money out of it and replaced it all with 64 cents in change.
Yeah, that's something to still be worked up about, isn't it? Right now, $999.36 is missing. Had the envelope been empty when you opened it up earlier, that could have meant that the money slipped out or something like that. Which, that alone would be hard to believe.
I know.
But because there was then 64 cents placed inside the envelope, that means someone went into that card and replaced that money with some spare change.
I'd hate to have to start suspecting people of doing that. Perhaps there was some kind of a mistake by the people up front that were taking all the gifts from the guests for me. Maybe they thought something was wrong with the envelope and opened it up.
How could they have made a mistake where they replaced $1,000 in bills with 64 cents? Come on, Victoria. I didn't put $1,000 in there with only change or something. Had I done that, then maybe it would make a little more sense.
That's true. Then that would mean someone really did open that envelope and took your money out that you gave me and replaced it with some change. I really hate to think that's the case, because who would be willing to do such a thing like that?
Well, if you think about it logically, it could have quite well been Mom who did that. Especially considering everything that's been going on with her.
Wait, what do you mean?
You didn't know about this? Right now, Mom is drowning in debt. She's been having to borrow money from different loan sharks for a few years now, and has had trouble paying them all back. She even ran away from me without ever repaying the money she borrowed, and has not talked to me since. Even avoiding me all morning while I've been here.
What? Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I actually met with her recently asking about what was going on, and not even forcing her to pay me back or anything like that. I just wanted to make sure she was all right and everything. So, I drove out to her place and saw her out front. I then parked and said hi to her as I walked up. But before I could actually ask if she needed any help from me, she slapped my face and ran.
Mom slapped you?
Yeah. I guess she got really nervous and upset that her daughter that she borrowed money from was asking about the situation. Mom has always had this large ego though, right? So I guess that's something she'd do to me.
Wait a sec. Who am I supposed to trust here? Mom was saying that you were the one that intentionally put 64 cents in there as a message to me to stay away from you. Something about how you were jealous of me since I'm married to a wealthy man now and you've been in debt after gambling.
Mom said that I am in debt? She really said that about me?
Yes, and she also told me that I shouldn't talk to you anymore and should stay away.
I see. So she is wanting to end all of this on her terms, while pinning the blame on me, your sister. She must really, really be desperate for money then, if that's the way she's wanting to play this game. All right then, let's go out and prove to everyone here that Mom is the one that took the $1,000 from you.
Wait, how are we supposed to do that?
Victoria? What did you mean when you said you had something you wanted to talk about? The ceremony's about to start for you, so shouldn't you be getting ready to go?
Someone has gone and taken some money out of one of the wedding gifts that was given to me. So we had decided to delay the wedding until that has been taken care of. The venue staff are going around right now and informing all the guests here.
A theft occurred? Why don't we just wait until after the wedding is over to deal with all of that? After you have gotten married and are having your after party, you can call the police. How about for right now, we just proceed with your wedding and enjoy it?
Not happening, Mom. If we start the wedding now, then that will give the thief ample time to escape from here and get a long ways away from us. Neither myself nor anyone else here would want that to happen.
The thief? What are you going on about? They are probably already gone by now, right? Why waste time looking for them now?
Because, Mom, you're the thief we're after. Or you very well could be. Could you please come to me with your purse and show me everything inside of it?
Wait, what? Are you really going to suspect your own mother of being the one that took the money?
It's not that we want to say that you're 100% the thief, but we have to eliminate all possibilities that you could be who we're after. Now just come over to me and show me the contents of your purse and wallet. Once you've done that, I won't bother you anymore, okay?
Fine, if that's what will satisfy you.
Actually, I can see you right now, Mom. I'm coming over to you now. I can see you're just about to open up your wallet.
Wait. You can see me?
Yes, so please leave your purse and wallet alone until I get to you.
Wait a second, Victoria.
That's the money from Oak, Mom.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that I'm the thief? You haven't even shown up yet. How can you even prove that this money is from that envelope?
Oak made sure to take a picture of the serial numbers that were on the $100 bills before she put them in the card. And those dollars look exactly like the ones she was giving to me. Mom, stay right there and wait for me. You have to give me that money back right now.
Serial numbers? I've been set up. I'm being framed to look like I was a thief. Oak must have wanted for this to happen to me.
What? You can't blame her for what you've done this time, Mom. I heard about everything from her already, and she told me you're the one in a lot of debt right now, not her.
Huh?
You even went and borrowed money from her, and when she came to ask about it, you slapped her in the face and ran.
That's not true. She was lying to you so that you could think I did all of this.
A mother having to borrow money from her kids during tough times is not unheard of, Mom. Sure, it may suck to do, but things happen to everyone.
No, this is not right. Oak went and did something to make you trust her. She went and put 64 cents into your card on purpose, and is now trying to blame me for stealing money that she never even gave you.
I did not do that, Mom. Accusing me of something I never did and saying I'm the one in debt is completely unfair, actually.
Unfair? You're the one who's the thief. If you and Victoria keep on blaming me for this, then I'll tell everyone here at this wedding what you did.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Mom. You'd only be making things worse for yourself then.
No, it would not.
Mom, just take a second to breathe and relax. You really need to think about what you're doing here, okay?
How dare you talk to your own mother like that? I don't care any more about your secrets. I'll tell everyone here about the real you and make you wish you'd stayed away.
Wait, Mom, don't. Mom, that should have helped you realize, right? All of this evidence that we've gathered points to you being the one that took the money from that card, all right? Everyone here now knows about it too, and can all agree that you are the thief. Plus, you going out there making such a scene trying to blame me for something I obviously never did just got you carried out of here by security. Good going, Mom.
Are you happy now, having taken your own mother down like that?
You're going to blame me for that? You went and not only stole the money I was giving to Victoria as a gift and replaced it with 64 cents, but you then tried to blame me and lie about my situation. All of what's happened to you is clearly your fault and not mine.
You've known about how desperate of a situation I've been in, though, yet you still went and did this to me. How dare you be so heartless to your own mother?
Heartless, huh? What exactly do you mean by that? It's actually hilarious how childish and absurd you're being right now, Mom. Are you trying to claim right now that if I had gone and taken the blame you put on me, then everything would be fine and dandy?
That's right. I raised you to act like an adult, you ungrateful child. Don't you feel any sense of duty to repay me for all that I've done for you?
Taking blame for a crime is not something I'm willing to do for a woman like you. Even if you think you deserve it, I don't think so. You never even did anything besides feed me, and most of the care and love came from Dad anyway. So don't try playing that card here. And if you're really questioning whether or not I've helped you enough yet, think about that money I already lended you. There's also all of the help that Victoria has done to try and make you happy. But for some reason, nothing we do for you is ever enough, is it?
Never enough. Of course what you've done for me isn't enough. I mean, look at what you're doing to me right now. Instead of celebrating your little sister's wedding like everyone else, you're on your phone nagging me about the money I owe you.
I never said that you needed to pay me back yet, Mom. I just came out to talk with you before because I wanted to know why you'd been dodging all my calls. I was worried about how things were going, and if you were able to manage any of your debt yet or not.
My financial situation is none of your business, you useless child.
Well, it kind of is now since I lent you some money. And don't start it with calling me the useless one because so far you've gotten a whole lot of use out of me.
Shut your mouth. You've gone and ruined everything for me now. I was already having to walk a very thin line, and now I've been kicked out of Victoria's wedding and had to give back that money. I can't believe I ever bothered to raise such a selfish bitch like you. I have nothing else to say now. Goodbye forever, asshole.
Don't worry, because I have nothing left to say to you either now. I'll have my lawyer get in touch with you later about the money you still owe me. And don't think you can run away from them because I have everything documented from that transaction.
Wait, a lawyer? Now you're taking things way too over the top.
You sure? Because I think a lawyer is very appropriate in a situation like this. I never even trusted you before, Mom, and that's why I made sure to keep records of all the money I gave to you, as well as took pictures of any cash that was being handled around you. Remember how I had you sign that IOU before? It's going to come back and bite you in the ass now, Mom. And don't think I'll be going easy on you just because you're family either.
Wait, why are you wanting to do all of this to me?
That's just how it is in the world of business, Mom. I was being too kind and lenient with you before, and that led to me getting slapped and blamed for something I never did. So this time, I'm keeping a tighter leash on you. Now don't you ever talk to me again without my lawyer around.
Wait, Oak! Hey, Victoria. You should be able to forgive your mother for what happened today, right? You are far different from your older sister, right? You are a much more understanding and open-minded woman, right? So...
Mom, please don't contact me anymore. I've decided that I'm going to cut ties to you and will no longer have anything to do with the life you've chosen to live.
Hey, come on, Victoria. I was just dealing with a lot of things. And me going in and stealing your money from Oak like that was just a spur-of-the-moment kind of thing, okay? You know about how I've been having some money issues with Oak after all. And when I saw that she had $1,000 to give you, I felt it would be put to better use going to me, you know?
Mom, don't make it sound like this was her problem as well. She's not taken any money from you yet, but you've taken quite a lot from her now.
I know, but what happened later on was just something between her and I. And it's not like anyone else was getting hurt by what I did today, right? Just you both, my daughters.
Mom, we already know that you went through other gifts from the people and stole money from their cards as well.
What?
The venue staff went through all of the envelopes that were given to my husband and I and found plenty of them torn open. Were you planning to blame all of that on Oak as well?
No, wait. That wasn't me, Victoria. That had to have been Oak's doing. She's the one who's holding grudges against me now for what happened.
Mom, this venue has security cameras up all over it, and we caught you on one of them doing all of that. Just give it up now, please. There is no way for you to talk your way out this time. And the only one who seems to have something seriously wrong with them is you.
No, wait. I was just going through to make sure you'd gotten gifts from everyone today, okay?
Enough with the excuses already, Mom. Why do you always have to lie about everything and then blame Oak? Can't you see that she's been the one supporting both you and I this whole time and has done nothing to deserve your crap? She's been the one keeping this family going ever since Dad had his stroke.
but she was expelled from high school. That's right. They're caused me to become embarrassed as her mother.
She was expelled because she couldn't keep going to school anymore, because she had to work to help us afford Dad's medical bills. I get that it sucks one of your daughters had to go through that, but it was for the sake of us three.
That might be true, but she was also going out and getting into fights with other hooligans after getting expelled.
And you're going to blame her for hanging out with a rough crowd? She had to leave school and start working like an adult at the age of 16 and was then treated like crap by her mother for it. Of course she was going to go out and find some way to release her stress.
Would she?
No, Mom, no more. You have been this egotistical parent all our lives that could never live with either one of us having any faults. And when she had to leave school in order to start making money for the family, you picked her apart because that made your lazy ass look bad. You even tried to exclude her from my wedding day over that. I'm sorry, Mom, but I have had enough. It's over. You're no longer my mom. You have been such a toxic person and have even started to steal from people.
Wait, I was doing it all for you, Victoria.
Bull crap. It was all for yourself, and you know that. Now leave me alone. I can't trust a chronic liar like you anymore.
Oh, how can you say that to me? We are family, Victoria. Are you really just going to abandon me that easily?
You taught me that earlier, didn't you? Not to trust people just because they're your family? Goodbye.
Victoria!
Victoria, I'm so happy to hear that the wedding ended smoothly for you after everything that happened. I'm sure that was a lot for you to have to manage, both physically and emotionally.
You're right about that, Oak. And, I wanted to say that I'm sorry for everything that's happened.
What do you mean?
I never had the courage to leave Mom behind like you warned me to before. I even noticed how badly she would treat you after Dad became ill, and yet I still chose to be by her side.
All of that doesn't matter to me anymore. Honestly, the reason I think you've grown into such a wonderful little sister is because you had to deal with all her crap while you were younger. And to me, not all of that was bad, right? I'd been through a lot worse.
But still, Oak, why did you even end up lending money like that later on? She was a total jerk to you, yet you still chose to help her after leaving the house?
Well, because she was still family to me and had gone through a lot raising me. Besides that, there isn't really any other reason.
You really are one of the nicest people I know, Oak. I would have never been able to do something like that for her had she asked.
Now, on a more important note, you did get that $1,000 I gifted you back from Mom, right? How about you take me out to get some good steaks sometime to celebrate?
What? You're asking me to take you out to get some expensive steaks using the money you gifted me for my wedding?
I'll make sure to pay 64 cents of the bill, all right?
Oh, don't even joke around with me about that now. But, all right, let's go get some steaks. We've been through a lot together, you and I, so let's refresh our minds while taking in some good old meat. After being kicked out of the wedding by security and being forced to give all of that money she stole from the wedding cards back, she lost all the support of everyone in the family and was cut off from the rest of us. She would later have to be questioned by the police due to a number of calls that came in about her stealing money from me at my wedding. And that in and of itself would lead to a very large investigation into her. The police would later find that she'd also been connected to a few cases of theft as well outside my wedding, and would have to pay for all those crimes as well. On top of that, she started to get pursued by some of the debt collectors she'd been borrowing money from, and had to make a run from them, leading to what could have become a life of evasion. Having no allies to help her, no place to hide, and no money at all, it's a real mystery how she was able to get out of town so quickly without being caught. But, as we expected, she could only make it so far before those collectors caught up to her and took her away to pay off her debt working for them. I'm not really sure how much debt she was in with all of them before being captured and taken away, but Oak told me she had to be close to $100,000 in debt, because when she came to Oak for help, she was around $80,000. It's too bad she never bothered to listen to Oak's advice about going out and getting a job again, though, and that's going to be one regret in a whole ocean of them for her. I wonder if now, having gone through everything, she started to realize that that daughter of hers she'd always looked down on and tried to blame for being a thief was her only ally this whole time. Well, it's too late now for her because Oak has completely cut my mom out of her life like I'd done, and is even ignoring all her calls that came throughout the day. Let's just say none of us have really lost an important member of our family. When it comes to how things have been for myself, I've made sure to maintain a really good relationship with Oak. since she's the only family I have left from home. We'll even have her over for dinner at my husband's and my place once a week, just so that we stay in touch and so that she doesn't have to feel alone. We've even told her about the plans we have for kids, and that if she's looking to make a little extra money, she should stick around and be our honorary babysitter. As for that steak dinner Oak wanted to do, only a few days after my wedding, her and I really did go out for steak together. However, she never let me pay for her, and told me we'd split the bill instead.